and welcome back to Allfather Acres, where I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing with these 15 acres of land and turning it into my homestead. As you can see from inside the house, we have this wall paneling here, and I absolutely don't like it. It looks old, and I'm not very happy with it, so let's fix it. As you can see here, I went through and I filled each individual line or crack, whatever you want to call it, with some putty. I did sand it down. I did have to go over it a few times so that it would fill all the way in, because it did leave a little bit of an indent the first time. But I should be able to just paint it up after I sand all of it down, and then hopefully it'll look good. If not, I will go through with just taking off the wall paneling and then throwing up some drywall. I do want to see how that turns out before I do literally anything else, because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on putty and then it not come out looking good. So that's it for inside the house. Let's go down to the basement to go check out the seedlings. As you can see here is all my seedlings. So right here we do have 3 different types of tomatoes right here. I also have broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and cabbage over here. And these were all filled up with the tomatoes, but I did transfer them into different pots, which I'll show you here in a second. So over here in this tray, we do have the jalapenos. These are all jalapenos. I will plant probably all of them. I do want to keep a couple so that I can put into a grow bag and maybe overwinter them. We'll see how that works out. I'm not sure what this little guy is here. I really don't know. It just popped up one day. Not sure what it is, to be honest. This stuff over here is asparagus. I don't even know why I planted it, because I guess I just got excited. Back here are some cucumbers, which I have already planted some in the garden, which I will show you here in a little bit. I have some basil right here that I'm going to plant with the tomatoes, and then I have some kale. Yeah, this is kale back here. Now in the pots, I do have actually I have 2 eggplants, and then these are 3 different types of tomatoes, just like over there in that, which this is actually, that's dead, unfortunately, but these are San Marzano tomatoes, these are Marglobe tomatoes, and then these are Roma tomatoes. So I just kept them in the line so that I wouldn't have any difficulties with it. I also took one and planted it outside just in case, just to see how it does, really, since we are done with most of the cold. Now those are just the seedlings. I have stuff in the garden that I've just planted with seed, and they're doing pretty good. I'll show you guys that here in a second when we go outside. Now there are a few seeds down here that I don't know if I'm going to plant or not, because I think I need to figure out what I'm doing first before I move on to other things. But here are some sunflowers, here are some zucchini. I actually do want to plant these. I just don't have the room for it right now. Chard, I'm not even sure if I even like chard, so we'll see about that. Parsley, I actually do have already planted, but I don't have enough, so I definitely need to plant more of that. Cilantro, I'm not a big fan of, but my mom does make a mean salsa out of that. 2 different types of beans, which I also don't have the room for, and bell peppers, but these are, again, stuff that I can grow at a later date that I don't really need to worry about right now. Last night we did get a lot of rain, and it was super cold, and tonight should be around the same. I don't know if it's gonna rain tonight, but I know it's gonna be super cold. But with that being said, let's go outside and check on the other plants that we have outside. So right outside my back door, we do have some strawberries. These have been in the ground for, I don't know, probably a couple, maybe a week or 2. And they're doing pretty well. They're actually not bad. I do need to cut this stuff back so that it's not like in the way here, but that's pretty much, that's my first strawberry plant. This is a strawberry plant again. This is my thyme, which should improve the flavor of the strawberries. I'm actually really excited for the strawberries to come out. I do have another thing of strawberries here, and then I have sage here, which is not doing too great recently. I think it's just because of some of the rain that we've been having. This I definitely need to clear and do something with, but I will save that for tomorrow when it's not super dewy and whatnot. Maybe later today if it's not like this. But this is a blueberry bush that I got, and it only had these couple leaves up here and then these, let's see, these couple leaves up here, but they are starting to throw off little buds everywhere, which is awesome because I thought I would totally kill it, which I'm super happy that I didn't. But here's another one right here, which I was super concerned with because of it turning brown and whatnot, but it seems to be happy. It seems to be liking the soil. I did throw some vinegar into the soil just to make it a little more acidic for the plant, and it seems to be liking it, so I'm pretty happy. On the back side of the house, we do have a lot of room up here that I don't even know what I'm going to do with, but I think what I want to do is put a planter here and bring up some strings and then grow hops off of here, because I do want to dabble into some beer making. Side of the house over here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do over here yet. It doesn't get a lot of sun in the morning, so I think I might have to find something that doesn't get a lot of, or doesn't need a lot of sun. Probably about 9 or 10 in the morning it starts to see sun and whatnot. So we'll figure that out. This is a new addition to the garden. I've had these trellises for like 3 months and I never set them up, but these are going to be for some purple tomatillos eventually. I do have them actually in the planters right now, but I didn't show you guys because they're not even sprouted yet. You could tell it did rain because my cardboard is all sorts of wet and whatnot, but I did throw this cardboard down so that I could start killing off all the weeds and whatnot. So eventually I will move them further down as I start clearing up a little more, just so I can start clearing this land and not having to deal with all this craziness. Another thing I did from the last video was I got a compost thermometer. It did start to heat up quite a bit a couple days ago, but it didn't pass maybe 90 degrees. So it is about 60 degrees right now, and outside I think it's about 45 to 50 degrees. So it is heating up, kind of. The thing I did was I actually moved the compost bin. I took off the back end and then moved it so that I could turn the compost inside, which seemed like it helped a little bit to get things going a little more. And I also took out the cardboard that I had inside. Don't know why it started to work a little bit better, but that's what I did. Last time you saw this, there was only the broccoli up here, and I kind of wanted to see how the eggplant and the jalapeno would do. So they're doing decently well. Of course, time will tell because of the rain and how cold it is right now. Hopefully they survive, but I am pretty happy that they are doing decently well. In this bed, these are the only beets that survived. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beets survived the transplant, which is kind of a win in my book, considering I didn't think any of them would survive. So that's kind of nice. If we move up a little bit, we can see some kale here. It is kind of holding up pretty nicely out here in the cold. This one's a little small, but it's fine because they should be able to withstand these temperatures. If we move over here, this is my spinach, and as you can see, some of them are sprouting up, which is awesome. I am pretty happy to see all that because I was kind of worried that it might not actually spring up a little bit. Now over here we have cabbage, which it looks okay. It's not terrible. Yeah, it looks fine. But it is pretty exciting to see that they are growing. Now here's something I made. It is kind of a trellis, I guess, for my cucumbers, which I put out here maybe a day two ago. I think it was yesterday actually, and they did pretty well with the cold, it seems, so I'm not terribly worried about it. If you have any recommendations on what I should do with this, maybe lean it back or something, then yeah, I would love to hear it. And back here we have some cauliflower, which is doing decent, I guess. I'm not really sure how any of these plants are supposed to look at this stage, but they do all look pretty healthy and pretty nice. I'm pretty excited about it. I did throw some fertilizer down on all of this whole bed so that it could kind of just seep in, and it is just topsoil. It's nothing special. Now here, just real close, is another bed that I made a couple days ago. It has corn in it and peas. So I have 2 square feet here and then 2 square feet here, just full of corn. And then on the sides I have peas, and then once I extend it out a little bit, because it's only 4 by 3, I will extend it out 6 inches this way and 6 inches this way. I do need to get more cardboard for that though. I will put zucchini in each corner. I hope y'all see why I said I don't want to go overboard. It is quite a bit for a first-time gardener, someone that's never grown their own stuff before. I definitely want to learn a little more before I start going all out. Another project I need to do is make a cover for a lid for the composter. It did get super wet last night. Hopefully that doesn't affect it too much. If it does, I'll have to lay it all out, dry it, and then try to keep on composting it that way. Now, something that I absolutely love to do is cook. I actually went to culinary school before I joined the Army for baking and pastries, but I also worked as a cook for about a year, and I loved it. Now this is Big Mama. Big Mama is my sourdough starter. I love to bake. Baking is freaking awesome to me. If you want a tutorial on how to make a sourdough starter, let me know in the comments below, and I will totally make one, and I'll show you how to use it as well. Now, something that I absolutely love to make, and it's my favorite thing to make, is Italian food. Italian food is amazing, and is just everything. The pasta. Eventually, I do want to grow my own wheat so that I can make my own pasta. But that's one reason why I have so many different types of tomatoes. I would like to grow different varieties, but right now I think 3 is good enough. So one last thing is the trees in the back of the property. I do want to keep those there just so that they could grow out a little bit and they could be useful later on. But that's about it for updates right now. Next time I will go into plans about the garden that I am making, and then the cabin that my buddy Joe and his family are going to live in on the property. And I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. Joe, man, I love you. Can't wait for you guys to get out here. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Y'all take care of yourselves. Comment down below. Like the video. All that good stuff. I'll catch y'all later.